I am good. Okay, I am going to call the Finance Advisory Enhancement Committee to order. Roll call, please.
Committee member Hillebrand,
Here.
committee member Cutler,
Here.
committee member Henry,
Here.
trustee Paul Mikowski,
Here.
president Langfeld.
Here. All right, just a sec here. All right, we're at public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone to address the Finance Advisory and Enhancement Committee. Please observe the time limit of 3 minutes. While the Finance Advisory and Enhancement Committee encourages input from residents, it may not discuss or act on any issue that is not duly noticed on the agenda. I don't see anybody on here but members, so we'll go to reports. Committee chairperson, just a quick update on where we're at with Village Hall and the police station. Last board meeting, we approved the actual offer, so hopefully within 4 to 5 weeks, we'll close. We are in negotiations currently. We had the second meeting today on someone who's interested in purchasing the current Village Hall police station. So we'll be continuing to move forward with that. So there's 2 big obstacles out of the way and we're moving forward. We'll probably take a little bit of a rest from the fire district to work on an easement to get to the Ice Age trail that's across their ditch there. And we'll start community forums on getting input from residents on what they'd like to see at the Village Hall and police station. So that's kind of where we are right now with that. We'll go to committee. All right, we'll go to finance director. Bobby?
I don't really have anything either.
All right, so we'll go to general business, discussion and possible approval of the July 6, 2022 Finance Advisory and Enhancement Committee minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion
All right,
to approve the
Second.
minutes.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the July 6th meeting. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same.
My thing cut out. Who seconded that?
I did.
Good.
All right, thanks.
All right, we'll go to discussion and possible action regarding the draft survey for staff on village consultants. I want to give a big kudos to Deb for putting this new one together. I think it's far more efficient on it. That way people can go just to the ones they have input on. My only question, Deb, is if I send this out to department heads, how does one get the results?
Well, Becky would probably just make a copy of it to save on your guys's.
I think she set it up so the results either go to her or me.
And then, yeah, she'll just make a copy
Okay.
of it for your drive.
Okay, so when Becky gets back next week, we can have her send it out then, Bobby, and we'll get the results.
Yep. I'm gonna move in my house. My internet keeps saying it's unstable, so walk with me.
All right, well, that's why I put it on. I wanted, so we're really all ready to go then on that. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions on that at all? I think it's a really more efficient way of doing it.
I think it's good. Except in the question, it says do not any questions. I think you need an answer. Do not answer any questions unless you work with a consultant.
Ah, I can fix that while we're talking.
And also use the drop down menu at the bottom of the to jump, the bottom of the page or whatever you meant there.
Mm. What? I just have to find it. I reorganized all my files this weekend, so they're now all unorganized.
All right, can you just fix those two things and then
Yep.
send it to Becky and Bobby?
Oh, yeah, it's still the same link.
Like a living
Yeah.
document kind of.
Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know how this stuff works, so. All right. Very good then. Anything else on this one?
Is I see you have cleaners and are there in the top section, or is there more than one cleaner that they do?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
library, I think, uses a different one than Village Hall and police, I believe.
I think police has to get a new one also. So if anybody knows of anybody, there's this.
Wouldn't it be better to get one that does all 3 or 4 and get a group rate or something?
I think there's something to
No.
do with security, like with the police department, and I know the library has rules about nobody can be in there after certain hours unless there's somebody there, but I still thought it'd just be a cleaner, because if you're only, the library, you're probably only referring to the cleaner who cleans the library, not any of the other ones, correct?
Mhm.
Well, it's gonna be on whoever is tied, yeah. So I think everybody's gonna probably answer that, but clearly Pam's answer is gonna be tied to hers. I don't think she
Oh,
is.
no, the question will specify which which location. I did not have the police department in there because no one told me that the police department was an option.
Oh, I see. All right, well, that's all right. We'll be able to figure it out.
Obviously, I can't figure it out.
I can,
If I got
yeah.
any- Okay.
I can add in the police department easy enough.
All right, why don't we do that? Okay, anything else? Okay, very good. Let's go to number 3, Eau Claire Water Report Update. This was on there, Michael. I don't know, did you do anything with the data I sent you?
Yeah, I just looked at it a little bit and basically just, yeah, I threw some into a spreadsheet, and pretty much what I found out is that if you do any sort of averaging across any months, even if it's all 12 months, the system is going to lose money for the sewer utility. Because you're obviously, if you're using an average, anything above that average, they aren't getting money. So it's always going to be a system that is not going to create the same amount of revenue as what's there.
Okay, I guess the question is, do you have something that should be added to this report? Because otherwise, this report was approved last week. I'm going to take it to the board at the August meeting. I just want to know if there's something I need to add to it.
No, I mean,
Okay.
I don't think that you need to. It's just, yeah, it can be explained. It doesn't, no, it does, nothing has to be added. It's just that any sort of system that does this averaging is going to lose money for the utility.
Okay, fair enough.
That's really what I figured out.
Okay. Very good. So then, just so everybody knows, this will be going to the board in August. So number 4, discussion and possible action regarding.
Hey, one question quick. Where did
Yeah.
that quote at the end of it come from about our water policy?
Sustainability.
That's something
Committee.
that
What's that?
that's something they came up with? Or
Yeah,
it's
that's what
been-
that's what they did.
Okay. I just
Yep.
hadn't seen it before, so I just wanted to know where it came from.
Yeah, it came from them. This was, if it was a dual thing. We did the finance, they did the philosophy.
Jay, I
Yeah.
wasn't at the last meeting, I think when you guys talked about this, but is there kind of a consensus of what you're thinking with this, that to move to this model or not?
Well, I'm not gonna, I think it's gonna be brought to the board to talk about. If you're asking me, my gut feeling, there probably isn't gonna be a lot of support for it, but we'll see.
Okay. Just seems that if, what Michael's saying, if we're gonna lose revenue, that's kind of going backwards, and then do we go and see another rate increase happening soon because of the fact that we're losing revenue because we changed something here to make it?
Yeah,
Well, what's gonna happen is you're gonna have to start charging other people more and not necessarily for the outside water. I mean, that's
Correct.
the whole point to this system, is to proportionalize it with what you're actually using. So it's not
Right.
necessarily a rate increase, it's a redistribution of how you bill it.
Right.
correct.
And I get that, but I guess I'm hearing Michael say is, any way you look at it, it's gonna be a loss of revenue to the utility. So
Well, it's a loss of revenue if you use the existing model, but once you look at it, I mean, we can't operate it at a loss. You'll have to make it up or adjust it somehow.
Right.
So
Right,
some
and that's,
people will get an increase and some people will get a decrease.
and that's absolutely what would happen. I mean, looking at what the information that Jay provided me, I mean, June, July, and August were clearly the months where people used the most water. Now, whether or not that was all inside water or a bunch of that was outside water that they should have been billed a sewer rate on anyway, I can't tell. But those 3 months, the usage, I mean, August produced $11,000 more dollars in revenue than March did. I mean, in July, I mean, those 2 months, you just see a lot more increase in water, aka sewer usage. So it's just really however you want to bill people.
Right. And I think Eau Claire makes some assumptions too. I personally believe there's probably more internal water use during the summer than in the winter. I think people end up taking probably more showers because you get sweatier and, I don't know. I know mine, we definitely use more water in the summer than we do in the winter, but anyways, that'll be something for the board. The thing is, we're giving the information and that's what was asked of us. And that's part of our function, is to take ideas that come up and then analyze them, then get them back. So at least everybody has information when they discuss this. Any other questions on that? All right, very good. So we're at number 4, discussion and possible action regarding curbside leaf pickup letter to residents. The main thing, I want you guys to read this as if you were the resident in this zone. And is there enough information here to give you an idea of when it's going to happen and what to do and what not to do? I tried to keep it as simple and short as possible, because if it's too long, people aren't going to read it. So Jerry looked at it. He thought it was okay. So I want your input as if you were a resident in this neighborhood. Would you understand what was going on?
I guess I'd only, just to start out, one thing that changes, instead of saying in your second sentence, say leave on the curb, I would say leave by the curb. Are people going to push them in the curb then, in the gutterway, or maybe it's technical?
I have it where it says rake leaves to the curb line, not in the road. And then down below, no leaves in roadway. So I kind of hit that point twice.
It makes sense to me. I don't see any issues.
The only thing I would suggest is use the same wording both in 2 and in the paragraph, just so that
Okay,
consistency is always good.
yeah, all right, I can do that. I can do that.
And you could put weather permitting instead of when weather permits, just for, it sounds better.
Say that again. Last
Weather
sentence,
permitting instead of weather permits at the end of the paragraph.
Okay, gotcha, okay.
The last paragraph, it says, so please be patient and we'll be asking. Is that we'll be asking or we will be asking? Or?
We will, please,
Oh.
so
Yep. We will be asking for your feet. Yep. Jeez.
what
know
is
how
the
many ti-
Hockey and Sons skill camp? I've never heard of that in town.
Say it again?
If you look on the map, there's a spot for Hockey and Sons skills camp.
That's probably.
I never knew we had one.
I didn't either. So it's either someone's private little business or it's no longer around. Maybe they're doing it out of their garage or something. All right. Anything else?
Jay, were you gonna mail those or were you gonna hand them out?
We're gonna hand them out, then we know everybody got them. So that was gonna be my next question. So this starts October 10th. So when do you think we should hand them out?
What day of the week is October 10th?
I think that's a Monday.
I say you hand them out when the leaves start falling.
Yeah, it's a Monday. Columbus Day.
Oh, so are they gonna actually be picked up on Columbus Day?
Yeah, that's not a
Okay.
holiday for us.
No.
October 1st, Jay, or something that weekend before? I mean, I'd be willing to help hand them
Yeah.
out. I'm not sure what your plan is.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Yeah, I'm looking to just go door to door and put the letter on each door. That, I want to give people enough notice, so they know it's coming, but I don't want to get it too much where they forget. So you think like October 1st would be a good time, 10 days before?
That's probably
Or
good.
September 30th, since they'll be doing yard work on the Saturday, the 1st and 2nd of October,
Okay.
for the people
right,
who
well-
have trees.
All right, let's as that's weather permitted, we'll do it on September 30th. All right, yeah, that sounds good.
Are we doing this in the newsletter, website, Facebook, or just the letter, like hand delivered?
Oh, no, we'll hit everything. I've already done, should be in the newsletter on my part. I'm pretty sure I covered that. I'll do it again. Our next newsletter should come out around September 15th. So it's going to be kind of perfect timing for that. We should definitely, I'll cover it in my section, but we should have a individual thing too with this whole letter on it. Facebook, yeah, we'll do the whole thing. And I don't care if we do Facebook at the beginning of September, that doesn't, it's just that I want to make sure when we hand it out, that way we can say everybody got it on this date only 10 days before. So, and again, I guess it's up to individuals, some I'm sure we'll still just take them down to the site, drop-off site, but yeah, it'll be in the newsletter. We'll do a whole village splash. I thought it was in one of the articles too, when we approved moving forward with this for this fall, earlier in the year when we did it at the board meeting. I'm pretty sure I read it in the local paper, but again, that was such a long time ago. Who's going to remember? All right, anything else on that? I'll let everybody know when we get it, but we'll shoot for September 30th to drop off the letters. All right, discussion and possible action regarding the 2023 through the 2027 capital items. I wasn't gonna spend a whole lot of time. I just wanted to make sure you guys ended up seeing it. We can certainly talk about it at the next meeting if people have real strong feelings. It has not been discussed at the board, so I don't know if there's a whole lot of reasons to talk about it now until there's some information coming back. We did add the Badger books because that was something that we talked about at the last meeting. I appreciate the report. I think we should do a cover thing, and this should be part of the packet for the August meeting, because Badger books are part of the SIP. So this is certainly the information that should accompany it, so members have a good idea of what it is, cost, and what we're trying to get. I think it's a very detailed report. It's got a lot of information in it, so I think we're good to go with that, but that should clearly be part of the packet for justification for that item on the SIP.
Sounds good. I will make sure it gets in there.
Yeah, who put that together?
Deb,
I did.
Oh, very nice. Very
I
good.
pretty much just copied and pasted the PowerPoint into
But you have the invoice, you have another village that used it, and I mean, there's a lot
yeah,
of
those
information.
were all links on the PowerPoint.
Well, yeah, but it's much easier when it's in one spot. Some of us are not real good at jumping to links and back again.
You have to keep up.
Yeah. It's much nicer to have it all in one spot.
Bobby, do you know if this is gonna become mandatory soon? The Badger books?
I don't know that they would ever make it mandatory. I think a lot of communities will gravitate toward it, especially
Oh.
larger ones. I think it just makes the
I
reconciliation.
would disagree with her. I think the more and more people object to elections, the possible of making it more electronic will happen due to the fact that there will be less errors due to reconciling not being necessary. So, or they might make us go back totally to paper and start back at the Stone Age of everybody has to put a, marble in a box of which one they want to vote for. I think with all the arguments about how elections are going, anything's possible.
Yeah, but you're talking about the Stone Ages. They just had one of the candidates in one of the other states that won their primary, brought a big old sledgehammer and says we're getting rid of all electronic voting machines. So who knows where we're going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, I think this is a good report. It should answer a lot of the questions the board would have on it.
Thank you, Deb, for doing all my work for me.
You're welcome. I would be happy to do elections as soon as those get installed. It'll be much easier.
Anybody else have any questions on this at all?
Are we talking about the capital plan or the Badger books?
Well, the Badger books right now.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Okay, so then the capital, I don't know how much you want to talk about because it hasn't gone to board yet. And I know there's going to be some modifications to this. So did you have a question, Jed?
I had a question on one of the items regarding the fire department's radios.
Yeah,
Because they all, probably in the last, 8 years, the government took away all the frequencies and made all the fire departments redo and get new radios. So did that happen? Did that not happen? I'm just curious why they are needing to replace radios now, because I thought that all just went like statewide.
I think it was, yeah, you're correct that they put cell phones and first responders closer together. They were jumped apart, but I think that's longer ago. Tim, do you remember when that all happened?
It's been a while, and what they have down there currently is the model of radio is no longer being supported by Motorola. We did a flash upgrade to make them trunking capable, which is a new system the county has. And even that system now is under revision, and those radios could not even be allowed on the system today because of their age, and the new radios have the capability of doubling the frequencies that we currently have in the current radio. So yeah, it's technology moving, but our radios are quite old. We got them with a grant through, I think it was the Firefighters Assistance Grant, probably 10, 12 years ago. So
Yeah.
they're due just because of, once they break, we'll never get a new one. Or, you know, you have to buy something different anyways, but.
Okay.
So what are the grant opportunities for something like that, Tim? Do you know? Is that like a continuous thing where we can be looking for those, or?
I haven't looked at the this is the firefighter grant, but yeah, there's probably an option there, or maybe the DNR may have some radio equipment upgrades, and the state, it would be worth looking into, because I think the state is even trying to upgrade the Wiscom system, which went in about the same time as Danecom, and they're trying to upgrade that as well now. So you may see some benefit from the state through huge grants, but it's worth looking into.
The problem is when they did it before, because I was on Middleton when they did it, and being in television, I own all kinds of wireless microphones, and they basically took all those wireless systems
Yeah.
and sold them off and made the government a whole bunch of money. And then all these people that had stuff in those frequencies were just stuck. And so
Right.
it affected so many people and entities at one time that they just couldn't give out enough grants to even cover it. So I don't know if there'll be anything, but that's why I was just surprised that we're already changing again, because it was just a huge cost thing for every fire department to change those 8 years ago or whatever it was.
Yeah, so our original grant a long time ago got us the radio equipment that we currently have. And then what happened 8 years ago with Danecom is we were able to do upgraded flash drive upgrade on the computers and the radios. That got us where we are today. So our radios are just old technology with a flash on them quick, saying you can do what you need to do now, but in the future. But the bigger thing is that model radio that Motorola makes is no longer be supported, so it's dead.
Okay, thanks.
I know the Madison Police Department, when we had to do it, it was a $3 million cost, and we didn't get any, there was no
Yeah.
grant money or support. It was a capital improvement.
That's what happened to
item.
most people. It happened
Yeah.
to me too, because they robbed frequencies and thousands
Yep.
of dollars for the wireless microphones that I had, and just too bad. Sell them to Europe. Europe can still use those frequencies.
Okay. All right.
I have a question, Jay, and
Yeah.
maybe it's new, like you said, and there'll probably be some changes, but just moving forward or looking forward here, under 2023, they have the Park Street water main replacement. And my understanding that's only for a section of road from like Market Street down to Water Street.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna think, are we gonna put in a new water main for a block, tear it all up and repave it? And then eventually have to put a new sewer line in there and.
No, we talked about it today. That's replacing everything. That's
Okay.
replacing sewer, water, and if there's any storm. We have to do something. They've had 6 breaks
Yeah,
since the beginning of the year. And those, and thank God there aren't a lot of people, but the residents that live there have been out of water for time periods of like 6 hours and stuff. So this is kind of an emergency thing that we're doing that one, but we are replacing everything.
okay.
We're not going to redig and then
Right.
yeah.
And then going along with that, kind of ties into the bridge replacement on KP. If they put a sidewalk that connects everything down to Main Street, do we want to be, going back to our sidewalk issue, do we want to be proactive and see what the cost is of putting sidewalk in that one block of Park Street? Because that gets them to the school. And on each side of the Park Street for that next block, the bank has sidewalk and the school has sidewalk, but we would have a completion of 2 sections of sidewalk in that area.
I guess that wasn't talked about. That was, and I'm not really sure. Everything I've seen is the county covers all of that cost for that bridge and that sidewalk. I know what you're saying. But no, we have not talked about extending sidewalk across the street to get to Park.
Right, but I mean, I think we have 50,000 in there for the bridge. For cosmetic.
Yeah, and I haven't, that's what I'm saying. I got to question that because I'm
Okay.
not sure why that's there.
Right, but in
There
any
is,
case,
there
would
is
this be
the,
a good
extra-
time- Okay.
There's
I'm
the,
just saying
ex-
this would be a good time for us to look at sidewalk in that block if work is being done. And I don't know what it involves, engineering or buying property, or there's not enough space, but you know what I mean? The section by, on Park Street that we're tearing up for the water and sewer.
yeah, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. Right now, we're just, that was an add-on. That's just an add-on. That was not planned. That is something that we feel we have to do because of all the breaks that are going
Right.
on in that block. So right now, it's basically fixing the water is the priority, but if we're gonna dig the hole, we might as well put in sewer. And there was some debate, I'm not sure if there's stormwater there or not. That might be on top, down in that section. There might not be piping there. It might roll
I
on
think there
top.
is. I think that goes on
So,
to PI.
what's that?
I think that goes on to PI and out to the creek, goes to the west.
Yeah,
intersection.
so we're gonna do that. There hasn't been any, that's something we can talk about, but the main thing was to get at least the minimum that has to be done on there.
Right, right.
So we
I
can
get
certainly
that.
talk about that. You're right. But my understanding is they're just gonna do that trench for the water and sewer, cover it and put blacktop.
Okay.
Anything else? All righty. Any future agenda items people would like placed on?
No.
All right. So do I have sorry.
You were gonna look into forming maybe a subcommittee after this, or look into grants. I know they did it up in
Well,
Rome.
why don't we do that? Why don't we put that on next agenda? So people know what we're talking about and have some time to think about it.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
It's fine with me.
Okay, yeah, I'll put that down. Anything else? All right, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
So
Do
move.
I have it? Tim, you
Second,
second it?
Yeah.
All right, I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
aye,
Aye.
All opposed, same. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.
thanks.
Yeah.
Well.